and introduce Miss Rachel.
Yay. Well, I'm so excited that she is on the call. So Rachel is a coach in our downline team. And for, I want to say like the last couple of years, anytime I do a team call and recognition, she's always like, number one recruiter. Like, who's been this like Rachel Baldwin girl? So I kind of watching her from, you know, the back end, I guess you could say. And in the last couple months, I've just seen this significant spike in her business. So I'm so proud and honored to introduce Rachel Baldwin. She is a 5-star coach. She's already locked in her elite points for the year. She's number 31 in the network. She has advanced 7 diamonds since March. You guys, that is amazing. 40 months in Success Club, team leader. Like she was just speaking with Brittany. She just retired at such a young age from her teaching job already. And the girl averages between 50 and 75 Success Club points a month. So she's going to be talking to us today about how she does that. So welcome, Rachel.
Thank you. Thanks. Such a warm introduction. So I'm so excited to be here with you guys. And I'm going to like preface this by saying like, I don't think I'm going to give you some like tips that I do, but nothing I do is like, everything I do, I make sure that it's duplicable and like super simple because like Daphne said, up until like 2 weeks ago, I was working full time and I have a baby. He's like, hopefully he doesn't make an appearance. Yeah, he's got the iPad, but he's 1. So I'm like fairly busy. I mean, we're all busy, but like I've built all of this, like I've moved twice. I've, like started my career, ended my career, had a baby, like a colicky baby who didn't sleep. So I just feel like everything that I've done, like anybody can do. And like, I really truly believe if I can be successful at this business, anybody can be successful. I don't have like I've never been in a test group. I've never, I haven't starred on a workout, so all of this stuff is super simple, actionable things that you can always teach and duplicate down to your team, which has been like my magic. So I have a little presentation to keep me on track because as you can probably tell, I could talk like forever in circles. So I want to present. Okay. So this is like just how I built my business and I hope you guys can see this because I can't see you anymore. So if you can't, somebody like come on and tell me that you can't see it. So a little about me. I've been a coach for 3.5 years. I was stuck at the same rank, or actually a lesser rank. I was like a lifetime 2-star, but I was stuck at a 1-star for 2 years. But I continued to build, and like I was still hitting Success Club and I saw growth in other areas of my business, but it was really frustrating to stay the same or lesser rank for 2 years. I couldn't get anybody to rank advanced past Emerald. And I've had all of my elite points for the last 2 years, not counting this year. So maybe you can say like 3 years, whatever. And I've not even hit Premier because of not being able to duplicate down. And I spent this really long period of time, like feeling like so jaded. I'm still a little bit jaded. After my success partner quit to do a wine MLM and was like, I want to stay friends. And now she like won't ever text me back. So, that was like really hard. Like I lost a friend through this business. Like I feel like I've been through stuff. And I had like all of my original coaches quit and I had to rebuild or remodel like based off of, I did this before Christina Delgado's presentation. So, I had to remodel my business. But I always built my business on 3 super simple foundations: consistency, tracking, and follow-ups. So follow-ups is like my jam. And like, I see the biggest difference in my girls hitting their goals, rank advancing, and hitting Success Club when they like really hone in and duplicate my follow-up system. So I'm going to teach it to you. Because the fortune is in the follow-up. I have one of my rock stariest coaches. She told me, she was like, you followed up with me a lot. And like, once they sign up, I don't remember, like I'm like, let all of that go. And I looked back in my Teamzy, I track with Teamzy. And I followed up with her 6 times. And then now like she had amazing results with my boot camp. And she she's one of my like she's a diamond coach. She grows, she's one of my highest success club earners. Like she's awesome. And if I wouldn't have followed up with her, she probably never would have joined Beachbody, or she would have joined somebody else that she was seeing like on her page, you know, so that, and she's one of my best friends. So that would have been really sad. Okay, so something to keep in mind, and I always tell my coaches, no one has Beachbody on the brain all the time except Beachbody coaches. Like when you're talking to somebody, they oftentimes probably read your message, and they might really actually be serious about joining your team, joining a boot camp. And then like their child starts throwing a temper tantrum and they put their phone down and they forget to respond. Like they might seriously be like, they seriously want to lose 10 pounds, but their child is screaming and then it's dinner time and they just forget. That happens. Like I hear that all the time from people. That happens to me too. Like if somebody like is talking to me about something and, you know, like their business, and I might really be interested in what they have to offer, but I'm like busy AF. So sometimes I just forget. And then I admire the people who follow up with me now that I know this, you know. So having a follow-up mindset is huge. It's everything. So if you go in with the mindset, and this is like oftentimes with new coaches, they go in with the mindset that they're bothering people. And that could not be further from the truth, in my opinion. And it's a mindset. So you have to show your followers that you value their goals. At this point, they have not shown up for themselves, but you're showing up for them already. It's not annoying. That's downward thinking. Don't do that. Like if you go in with thinking like you're going to annoy people, then you're going to come across annoying. But if you go in thinking like, okay, I'm just being supportive. Like they told me their goals. Like how many times have you guys gotten people like they tell you their goals? They send you pictures. They send you like I've had people send me pictures like right now in like their bathing suit. Like they're like, I'm so embarrassed to send this. I'm like, girl, I don't even know you. Like, you know, they just like pour their heart out to you. So you have to show up and be supportive and practice what you preach. Your boot camps offer accountability. So show them that they're going to get that from you, like right off the bat, you know? So my system, if you guys have questions, like I said, I can't see you. So just put them in the chat and I'll like answer. Seriously, I'm a teacher, was a teacher. So I love questions. So I have a little system I'm going to teach you guys, and you have to track everything. I don't care if you use Streak, Asana, I'm a Teamsy girl, My Connection Builder. It doesn't matter. High Achievers Playbook. It doesn't matter. You have to track, and you have to teach your teams to track, because one of my girls is almost diamond, and she's like, Rachel, I haven't been tracking. I was like, well, that's why you're not diamond. I was like, I guarantee that you have missed people that are actually interested and would sign up. And she's like, you're right. She's like, she's like, text me yesterday. I just spent an hour like setting up Teamsy and watching tutorials. Like I can already, I already found people I missed. I'm like, sweet. You have to have a tracking system. I know you guys know that, but make sure your coaches know. And I just give them like options. Like not everyone is going to be a Teamsy girl. A spreadsheet, like I love a good spreadsheet, but that's not sustainable long-term for me. And like for people doing handwritten stuff, that's going to get out of hand really fast if they have big goals. Like if they're talking to 50 new people a day, like that's going to get out of control ASAP. So, okay, I digress. Can you tell I'm obsessed with tracking? Okay, so once people have expressed interest for joining a boot camp or joining your team, I call them boot camps, then we're like in a combo. We're like, they've shown even just an inkling of interest. I consider it we're inside a conversation. I do max 4 days in between messages. And that's them like not responding. That's not me waiting 4 days. Like that's saying like, okay, I just gave them like the Shakeology info for a challenge pack and they haven't said anything back. Okay, 4 days later, I'm going to follow up with them. If there's no response, you definitely have to follow up. Like ghosting equals follow up for sure. And then once I get to a price, like I'm telling them options for challenge packs, then they only get 2 days for follow-up. So, and then again, track everything. Okay. So, but this happens pretty much constantly. You know, like the people, they've poured their heart out to you, like they're all in, they're like, yes, I'm so excited. How much does this cost? And like, you get to the price and they ghost. You guessed it. You still have to follow up. And you just have to keep showing them that their goals matter to you. They are probably scared to succeed. Like they've been so complacent for so long. They just have to like do it, you know? So, and I'm going to talk more about like what each follow-up looks like. So,
and Rachel, can I ask you a question real quick? I know you're going to talk about it, but when you say you're going to talk about it, are you going to specifically say what you say to them when they ghost you? Like, you have that? Okay, cool.
Okay.
Thank you.
Sort of. Like, I'm going to say like what each one consists of so that everyone can like make it their own. Yeah.
Awesome.
Okay. So I'm just going to leave it like this so then I can see everybody and it doesn't make me so anxious. Okay. So how often do I follow up? So I have a system for between 4 to 7 follow-ups. It kind of depend. The most I wait in between is like a week in between, like if they've ghosted, you know, like I'm just basically, I like want them in a boot camp or I want them off my tracking system. Like you're in or you're out, like, you know, like one or the other. Unless they're like, oh, you know, I'm like going on vacation, whatever. And they're like, the money's tight or whatever. Then I might give them like 3 weeks, like, and again, just track it. But just having a system so you know that like you're not going to lose people. And still like I make sure I get until they tell me like, no, I'm out. I don't want to do this at all. You get a hard no, then they stay in a follow-up system. I mean, if they give me a hard no, like I'm not going to keep bothering them. That would be obnoxious. But even if they ignore every single one, then they're going to get 7 follow-ups from me. And then I bless and release on the last one. So you'll see in a second. And each one like gives a reason for them to answer me, because otherwise they don't give them a reason, like ask a question, then they have no reason to like come back to you. So, okay. Examples. We like hard.
Will you put it in presentation mode just so it's a little bit bigger?
Yes.
Yeah.
View. Here we go. Okay. So the first one, I just do like a basic reach back, like, hey girl, did you want to chat more about getting started on your goals? Can't wait to hear from you. So like I still asked a question. I'm just like, it's like casual. The second one, I like dangle it. I'm like, hey girl, let's talk more before this special offer ends. And some of my coaches ask me sometimes like, well, what if that doesn't like fit right now? I'm like, don't overthink it. Like just like hit send, like just send it, because one, we always have a special offer going on. Like if they add Lift 4 right now onto any challenge pack, it's like $10 to unlock a brand new program. Like that's nuts. That's a special offer. Last month. Yeah. We had 2B mindset. Like there's always a special offer. So even if it's not like the one you're talking to them about right now, like don't overthink it, just send it. And honestly, I think every challenge pack is a special offer. Especially with all the options we have, or like it waives their coach sign up fee. Like I could go on and on. Okay. Number 3 is like a straight up re-invite, but I give them an out. Like, hey girl, did you want to jump into my next boot camp? Or are you going to wait for the next one? And I get a lot of responses out of this one. Like pretty much everyone says like, I'm just gonna wait for the next one. And instead of saying me being like, oh, okay, I'm like, girl, what's stopping you? Like, what's going to be better about next month than this month? Like I just ask a question so I can like get them to really be like, no, I'm just scared, you know, or like, just actually tell me why, which I'll talk more about in a second. The fourth one is like just a food for thought. Like, hey girl, have you thought more about jumping in my boot camp? Like just leaving it there, you know, like, so as you can see, like they're super simple. They're all a little bit different. So it's not like, hey girl, are you going to join? Are you going to join now? How about now? You know? So number 5, I validate their absence. Like saying like, hey girl, I know before wasn't a good time, but I really wanted to reach back out. We have so many great things happening right now. Are you ready to crush your goals? Always ending with a question. Number 6 is I'm almost to bless and release. So I'm going to straight up give them an out. I'm like, hey girl, I know you were interested in joining my boot camp or my team, but we haven't been able to connect. Do you want me to take you off my follow-up list? And some people will say yes, and that's fine. And some people will still ignore you. And some people are like, no, oh my God, no. Like, I totally want to do this. And you're like, hey, like, let's go. Like, let's do this, you know? I get a lot of response from number 6. 5 and 6 are probably my biggest responses. So imagine if I didn't get, like if I just stopped after 2 follow-ups, I wouldn't have got my rock star coach that I did number 6 with that got her to seal the deal. Number 7 is straight up bless and release. Like, hey girl, I haven't been able to connect with you. Good luck on your journey. You know where to find me when you decide this is for you, something like that. It's just like a straight up, there's no question. Like, I'm just like, I'm here for you, but this hasn't worked out. So I'm going to take you off my follow-up list, like a straight up bless and release. And then when they like come back with something, I love to probe people and like get people to call themselves out without, like being, what, okay? So this is my little trick for doing that, is asking questions. What changed? I know you were eager to accomplish X, Y, Z, like put it back on them. Like, if I always start with their goals so that they know what's in it for them directly. And, I can then I have something tangible to connect the challenge pack with. So the second one, I might say something like, I'm confused. I thought you had reached out wanting to do X, Y, Z. It's especially if they reached out. And then the third one probably works the best is I just throw the blame on myself. Was it something I said? I'm always trying to get better so I can help more mamas. That's my niche. So then usually they'll say no, it's not that. I just don't have the money. I don't have to see the value type of thing. And then you can tackle that objection once you get an objection. An objection, in my opinion, is better than ghosting. At least you can talk to an objection. So obviously, again, track your follow-ups. Okay, so these are some bonus tips that don't really have anything to do with follow-ups, but some things that really launched me and help with team momentum. Team momentum is everything. And these are my favorite little tips that I've picked up along the way and really work well for my team. So the first one is the last 3 days of the month, I do a Success Club push thread, actually it's popping up right now is I just put girls on my team and I collab with a couple of other coaches on other teams, and we put our girls or guys that are close to hitting Success Club, or they might be at 0, but they need a little push. I've seen so many people pull Success Club straight up out of their butt from being in this push thread because they want to be able to say they did it. That peer pressure and that FOMO is huge in there, and it's super fun to do with other coaches. The second one, I did a live watch me work for my team. It was super boring for me because I feel I've been doing this for 3.5 years, but I feel I'm kind of a robot, when I'm doing follow-ups, but they learned so many little time management tips and just saw how efficient they could be. And a lot of them then were able to call themselves out without me having to wow, I waste so much time. You didn't scroll social media one time. And then in my team page, as girls hit Success Club, I shout them out in my team page. So I check it every morning, and anyone that hits Success Club, they get a straight up shout out from me. I tag them. And then now I've been asking them share something that's working for you in your business. So then they it amps up participation in your team page too. So it's a double win. They get recognition and engagement is up. So then my last thing, probably my favorite thing that I do is my girls that are showing up consistently is I use the Voxer app, which is a walkie-talkie app. And I think it's better than voice memo because not everyone has an iPhone, and it's way better than Facebook Messenger, and it keeps you out of Facebook Messenger. And this allows me to make little mastermind groups and really push people and give kind of target people where they're at in their business. If I think of something that is a good takeaway from PD or something, I can just walkie-talkie it to a bunch of people at once, and they love it. It's the community feel without it having to be on Facebook. So separate things sometimes is what helps. Okay, so that was that. Let me stop my share. Did you guys have any questions about, you can just unmute yourself or whatever, about how I duplicate that down or anything? I'm an open book.
I'll go.
Okay, please. I was just going to say, I'm going to highly encourage you to ask her questions. That was great. Thank you so much.
Of course.
Yeah, that was super awesome. And sorry, I had a diaper explosion on me, so I had to peek out for a second. So I think I had read in the last month, was it you went from a 1-star to a 5-star? Is that okay? So that's kind of where let me talk. That's kind of where I'm at right now in wanting to kind of hit. I've got a leadership to hit for leadership. Literally less than a month minus a day away. So what would you say was for you the biggest, maybe some of the big, this was all super helpful and I could see it all playing a part in how you developed that. Was there specifically one thing in a month's time that really helped you to make that huge jump?
Doing different masterminds based on where people are at in their business. So like I have a mastermind for my current diamonds, and I have a mastermind like for my like up and comers, like those girls that have like 4+ coaches that just need like a push. And so once a week we hop on Zoom and they have to tell me, like, they talk about their productivity for the week last week, and they can like have my one-on-one attention for a couple of minutes, and they can ask me something that they need help with in their business. And I just started having them do like, what is going to be your improvement for next week? That was really eye-opening. Some people are like, I don't know how to improve. I'm like, okay, I can help you. So that was really that was huge. The accountability for that. And like, they were then like racing each other, like to get to the next mastermind, because they would see me, like, I just like create FOMO so bad on my stories. Like some of my girls didn't know, like it was an exclusive invite, and they're like texting me like, was there a team call? I'm like, nope. I was like, that is the Leadership Apprentice Mastermind. I'm like, girl, you got to get more coaches. Like, what are you doing? And they're like, okay. And I've seen so many girls like get to that point, and I make it available. I'm not too big right now that I can't make it available for my whole downline. And my diamonds are warned, like once they get to 2-star, that's too big and they need to do it themselves. But all of this is duplicable. So I include the whole downline because I need some of those girls to want Emerald and beyond too. So that was like my biggest change.
That's super helpful. Thank you. Did you have any new coaches strive to hit diamond like in the last month?
Yes, I have a girl who's 2 coaches away from diamond, and she just texted me this morning, just sent out 75 coach invites. I'm like, where have you been all my life? She's been a coach for a couple of months, but just started actually coaching like a month ago. So she went from seriously nothing, like no Success Club points, like wasn't really doing anything, came back and was like, I'm going to do it. And so I had her go live on my team page, like, just tell people like what you did. And she's like, I didn't do anything. I just decided, like, all I did was decide to do it. I'm like, yeah, that's what I want you to say. So, so sort of, yes.
Can I piggyback off that question that Jess just asked? So when Daphne introduced you, she said that you did have 7 diamonds that did pop. So obviously the FOMO in the groups, but is there anything more that you can go into depth about that?
So I did some myself. Like one of them is my mom, like I just showed like, cause my second CBC was already diamond, and, I got my husband back to diamond. I'm like showing them like, you guys, like I'm doing it too. Like, it's not just me. And then like helping them talk to their working coaches and then also, okay, so sorry, it makes sense in my brain, like what I'm trying to say. So then I also teach like new coaches, like straight off the gate, like to invite to coaching, like so many times, like, I mean, how often I did this, like, I was like, I don't know anything about this. Like I can't invite to coaching. Like, I don't even know what I'm doing. So I just teach girls like that it's easy to invite to that. Like when you have the resources, like we have a new coach training. Everybody has new coach training. I'm like, why would you not invite to this? And like, you're holding yourself back and you're holding back other people. Like, don't you love our team? And they're like, yeah, I love our team. So just starting like at the bottom too, like working with those new coaches that you do need to rank advance your girls. And I just started adding in that like personal touch with like my girls. I remember when my upline reached out to me and I was like, it was like celebrity status, you know, like I was like, oh my God, I can't believe they're talking to me. So I'm like, I don't think of myself as a celebrity, but they do, you know, if you're in their upline. So I just make a point to those girls, like reach out to them, like, what can I help you with? Like, I totally want to help you like reach your goal. And that is like, that's fun for me. So that personal touch like adds a huge to the downline.
For sure. Thank you. Okay. Who wants to ask the next question? Unmute yourself, please. Because I see you all writing notes. Yeah.
I have a question.
Yeah.
So, Rachel, what type of resources do you have for your coaches who are talking to potential coaches? So do you have like some type of slides? Do you do sneak peeks? Do you have groups? What do you have as far as resources for your entire team?
So I have like my onboarding process is like very simple. So I've done sneak peeks, like we have a coach sneak peek group. I'm like, you guys, you can just plug people into that. Or what I've been pushing for them now is like make a video of yourself talking about your coach journey, because sending your prospects my coach journey will mean nothing to them, literally nothing. They have not reached out to me, like stop doing that. So I'm like, everybody needs to do that. And so it's kind of interesting to see like who's stepping up to do that. I'm like, okay, so then that's like the heart, you know, and that's like, you know, that's talking about like the community and stuff, and like that what they see is possible. Like, I'm like, even if you've been a coach for a day, like, why did you get into coaching, that sort of thing. And then there's so many different resources, like a call, like about the ins and outs of coaching, like, or a coach sneak peek, just so they know like the nitty gritty. Mm-hmm. I think just everybody's different, and like just seeing like what they want to like see, if there's so many videos, or like Janelle Summers has a great call or a coach sneak peek. And then just adding them to that. And then the follow-up with that is huge. Like following up with them, like, hey girl, is this something you can see yourself being a part of and doing with us? That's pretty much my onboarding system. That not onboarding's later, I guess, but you know, like my prospect, like pull-in system. Yeah. And so that seems simple, and they're like, oh, that's all I have to do. Like, yeah, that's all you have to do. Yeah,
I think that's really important, is just making it simple, not overcomplicating it, because that holds people back from even sharing if it's complicated. So thank you.
Yeah.
So you mentioned after the follow-ups where you're asking if you want, or they want you to take them off the list, to truly take them off the list, or did you just set it for a further follow-up like a month or 3 months down the road? Unless they absolutely say, don't ever contact me again, obviously.
Usually I just take them off. I talk to way too many people to like be going back and forth. Like I'm starting like 50 plus conversations a day, like looking for like people like me that want to join my team, you know? So more than likely they're probably still going to watch me. And I'm like, okay, good luck, girl. Like, I'm here for you. You know where to find me. Like, that's kind of my response. And I do take them off. And then I also just know that they're probably going to continue watching me crush it. And they will, I have so many people come back around and they like refill out a boot camp application or something. And when I go to like put them in Teamsy, I'm like, you're already there. And I've already followed up with you 7 times. And a lot of times those people are ready to pull the trigger by that point, because they've still been watching you. So I really do take them off. Unless they're like a 10, you know, unless it's like, you know what I mean? Like those people, they just like, they're in your dreams. Like you don't even know them. Like I had a girl like that. And I continued engaging on her stuff too, because she was like on my dream team and she was signed up while we were at Summit. I've been like trying to recruit her for like a long time, since she had her baby.
Okay, so I have a Teamsy question. We went through a phase in our team where everybody used Teamsy and then everybody kind of shied away from it. So a lot of our team uses like Google Sheets. And like you said, it's fine for keeping track of who's interested in stuff, but I like the follow-up is I'm like, it's a joke. So how does Teamsy work? Because you're one of the only people I know who still likes it. I felt like it was huge a couple years ago.
I know.
Yeah.
I know. I feel like I'm like a Teamsy advocate, and I'm like, it sounds so funny. Like people use Teamsy like when they were new. I'm like, seriously, I love Teamsy. So like I was even offered like a different CVM like for free. And I was like, no, thanks. I'm good. Like paying for Team Z. Let me just show you like a couple of things here. Okay. So this is like what it looks like. And I do my follow-ups like first thing in the morning. So it's going to say 0, but, so on your dashboard, and I don't log everything. Like I don't check off this stuff. Like that's basic to me. But for other people, I think they like to check that off. So tomorrow, this follow-ups will have like a number above it and it will be like red and it will freak me out until they're gone. So it will tell me like how many I need to do. And I honestly don't even necessarily check like this stuff. I just use it for like basically follow-ups. Because that's where I've built to 6 figures is like in follow-ups. So Beachbody is not whatever, the disclaimer. Okay. So anyways, if you click team and you click upcoming, I might have to click it twice. Okay. So if you click upcoming, you might have to click it twice. It will tell you like, these are my people for tomorrow. And so they will all be red tomorrow actually, because it will tell me that I need to do it. And so if I like click on her and you click like activity feed. So the last like one I did was follow-up 3. So I know I need to do follow-up 4 today. And mine are pretty organized. I just like go in order and I do like all the follow-up 4s at once. And I just saw, as you can see, my abbreviation FU3, that's therapeutic, by the way, to type that in for people that are ignoring you. So you see, like I just go through and I'll just, like I can see where the last conversation was. Let me see if I can find someone I'm actually having a conversation with and it's not just follow-ups, because I do track that too. Like I'm tracking conversations and follow-ups. So her, I think we're having like an actual, so I was following up with her. So I did a follow-up 1. She said like, she gave me a money objection. And then I waited a couple of weeks. I checked in, she ignored me. I checked in again. She was like, okay, how much? I sent her the packages. She ignored me. And I just checked in today to say like, which package looks best for you. So this like kind of gives me like a sneak peek. I don't have time to like go back and see like everything we've talked about. So each part of my script has like just a label. I just like know what chunk it is in the script. And that's what I put in here.
So Ash, did she sell you on it?
Yes. Okay. So I think one of the things I was doing on it is it tries to import your whole friggin' friends list.
Yeah.
So do you not
don't do that?
Okay. I was going to say,
no,
this is a nightmare to sort through.
No, just like add people as you're talking to them. Honestly, don't even add everybody I reach out to. I add them if they respond back, because that would be my whole day. You know, like I don't have time to like send a message, log them in, send a message. No, that takes forever. And anything you can outsource, like anything I can have my assistant do, I do. But like for Team Z, that's easy. Like if stuff's in a spreadsheet, but for the most part, that's it. Yeah, it's great. I love Team Z. Team Z. And I think it's pretty cheap. Like, I think it's like $30 a month. That's a no-brainer for me. That's less than 1 challenge pack. So I just tell my team, I'm like, you guys, like, do you think you're missing 1 person? Like, I guarantee you're missing 1 person that would pay for Team Z more than. So I'm like, it's a no-brainer. You have to track. And if they don't want to, like, Asana is free. I know, like, Raina loves Asana. I never tried it. I can't do pen and paper. That's like, I think that gets out of hand too fast.
So I have a question for you. So obviously you were in these coaches, you know, these are my incredible 3 and 4 star diamonds in the West, and you were in their shoes not too long ago. So my question for you would be is, you know, we're going into Q3 coming out of Summit, but what would you say to these ladies that are working hard for this next quarter and specifically by the end of the year? What advice would you give to them?
Don't bank on anybody. Always be recruiting, looking for those people that want this as bad as you do and are willing to do the work. And I always underestimate the power of telling people that you need them and casting your vision with your team. Every time I do that, people like rally behind you and like will work harder. I always underestimate the power of that. And when I what I was like, I told somebody like, I will die if I'm not 5-star by Summit. I'm like, slight exaggeration, but really I will be devastated. So I just like told my team that I'm like, you guys, like, we need to be a 5-star team by Summit. Like, that's obnoxious. And I advanced 7 diamonds, not all of them held for 6 weeks, but still be like, then knew what it took to get there, you know? So, and most of them have held on, like they're permanent diamonds, like they're solidified. Now they're building to 2-star. And like I have 3 girls like building hard to 2-star because they were like, oh, that's the stepping stone. I got there. So many people feel like diamond is an unattainable goal. And so when I started telling people like diamond is not the finish line, I tell all my girls this, like, it is not the finish line. Please stop viewing it that way. It is the start of your coaching race. And it's not the money. Diamond is not the money maker. 2-star is the money maker. So you have to get to diamond first, obviously, to get there. So casting your vision and never being afraid to tell people that you need them to help you hit a goal, because so many people, I think I would have my coach would have told me that, but I'm not somebody who got into coaching for the community, but a lot of people did. So when you can tell one of your coaches that looks up to you so hard, and you're like, I need them. Like one of my best friends, like this girl is a rock star. She's like, I'll never lose diamond because I know that would let you down. I'm like, oh, that's sweet. You know, like, oh, thanks though, you know? So just never being afraid to like cast your vision and tell them, like, be straight up. Like you need them for it's not your goal. It's a team goal, but you need them to get there.
Beautiful. Thank you. That was amazing. So I'm going to say we have time for 1 to 2 more questions. So we literally have 3 minutes, and then we'll let her go. And I'm going to ask all y'all to stay on for 5 minutes since this is our last call for our Q2 push. Okay. So 1 to 2 more questions. Ellen, you haven't asked anything. Stacy, go unmute yourself, love.
Okay, awesome. I love this call so much. Can I ask you really quick, you know, it's the Voxer app, right? Is that what you do instead of Messenger? So tell me, you said you had like people who were diamond that you do masterminds in that app with, or like what kind of groups do you have in that app that creates that really good community that you said?
So I have that like up and comers group. Okay. And I was taking my girls who went diamond out, and they asked to be put back in. So I have basically a diamond and anybody has 4 coaches and Hit Success Club. So basically it's like a business builders group. And it has like 8 girls in there right now. I mean, there's a lot of like, there's some in, some out because of Hitting Success Club, but that's a requirement and to be in there because I want to work with the working. And so then the diamonds the diamonds stay in there too. And then the diamonds have a separate one too that we can do like leadership stuff in there. You say hi?
And they, oh, hi. I like your patio furniture, by the way. I totally saw your stories yesterday. And he was so cute. That was awesome. Okay, so if they have 4 more coaches, they're hitting Success Club. If they don't hit Success Club, do they get the boot or do they stay in?
Like, they get the boot and they know that going in. But then as soon as they do, I don't like just do it once a month. So as soon as they do hit Success Club, they know they can get back in. So I just like do it with love, like so hard. But I do have, they have to log their activities too in like a spreadsheet. Like I have to see that they're working, and they do a higher one when they're in the Voxer group. So I can like that. It's an Action Academy. Like I got it from corporate, so I didn't make it up. But it's a lesser one if they don't have 4 coaches. So I'm like, this is taking up too much of your time. You need to get more efficient. You're not having the success like you're supposed to. So I want you to go back to basics a little bit. I don't want this chat to be like over complicate, like I don't want it to be too much and distracting. Yes, I will share the spreadsheet. I'll just send it to Brittany. I got it from corporate. I didn't make it up.
And then do your diamonds put their girls in there, or is this just your PS?
Like I said, like right now, like I'm not too big to do that I know other coaches like say never to do stuff for your whole downline, but, I don't want them to not build. So I'm just showing them like what's duplicable for them. And then they know like once they're to 2-star, like I'm not including their girls anymore. Then they have plenty to do themselves. But for them, like one of my girls building to 2-star, like she'd have like 2 girls in a Voxer, and that's not the point of it. Like the point is to have like a mastermind and a community and like bounce ideas off of each other. So if there's only like 1 to 2 people, like that defeats the purpose. So I include everybody.
Totally. Yeah. It's that momentum and that FOMO. I love it. Thank you so much.
Yeah, of course.
Okay. So I have a question for you, Rachel. What is your new coach training like? Because I know a lot of people have different ways. Some people do like the group, some people have like an email kind of like nurture sequence thing. What's really worked well for you specifically in going from 1-star to 5-star?
We use a Thinkific course, which is free. And it's like a build once you're done. It doesn't require my diamond coaches to recreate anything. It has like my team name on it, but who cares? Like they can, if they want to copy everything over, they can. And then that's duplicable for new coaches, recruiting new coaches, because they know they have that training portal. And I love that it's separate from Facebook. And it sends them weekly emails to remind them to continue their training. So I don't need to be a nag. And then it's self-paced. So ideally it should take them like 2 weeks. And then they have all of the tools that they need going forward. And yeah, that's what's worked well for us, I think.
So chill, just hanging out.
I know, he's tired. You ready for a nap?
He smiles. He's like, yeah. I kind of am.
Am.
Okay. Well, I don't know if there's any other questions. If there are, please interrupt me. But thank you. This was amazing. This was amazing. I love your whole system on follow-up. Like I flippin' love it. So thank you so much for taking the time. I know Daphne totally sought you out and was like, hey, come hang out with us. And I'm so glad that you did.
Because you're awesome. Like if I can do it, anybody can do it. And yes, I will share the PowerPoint. I'll just send all this to Brittany and Daphne and you guys can just like have all my stuff. Sharing is caring. What? And seriously, like if I can do it, anybody can do it. Like I'm just, like nobody's special, right? You would say maybe I am, right?
Oh my goodness. Thank you so much for your time. You can go ahead and pop off.
Thank you for having me, guys.
Thank you.
Can't wait to see all you guys go 5-star ASAP.
Oh my gosh. So awesome. Bye, hun.
Bye.
Okay, let's take 3 minutes. Thank you, Daphne. That was awesome. I hope you all got so many amazing takeaways. And I feel like if there's just one thing that you can really, focus on, it is the follow-up. So I love that was her presentation. I had no idea that's what it was, but holy money. So of course, as soon as we get that, we will share that within our message thread. I do want to say I'm so happy and I'm so proud of every single one of you for showing up almost every single week. Like you guys are like my diehards, and I appreciate you. You have been on this call with me for 9 weeks. So it is so exciting for me to say you have 3 weeks off. And if you come back to hang out with us, I hope you do. The majority of the time when I have coaches that don't come back to masterminds, it's typically because they have some type of comparison. And I hope that is not in here. I hope you know that this is a community of women and men that truly love and support you. And so I am going to send out a survey here in a couple minutes. And so if you will take 5 minutes today to fill that out, it's only 5 questions, super, super simple. And let me get back. I took literally 4 pages of notes. So okay. So survey, of course, we'll post the recording of this. I'm also going to post the recording that I did with my 3 to 4 star diamonds yesterday because I went over the announcements from Summit and a booklet, excuse me. So I will post that. So if you need that information, I will also post the booklet. So if you need that to also share with your coaches on team calls or whatever, but it literally like FAQs, what it is, like it's very streamlined. So I'm going to post that. So I want to make sure you get that content. The next mastermind will not start until July 18th. So that's 3 weeks from today. That basically gives you 3 weeks to get through the holiday, get through Super Saturday, and just kind of get your thoughts wrapped around Summit, what you're bringing back. And I think that's a good time for me to remind you that I hope you have your 3 to 5 things that you're going to accomplish. And as soon as you accomplish those 3 to 5 things, then you go back to your booklet, go back to your notes, because you have until next summit to accomplish the rest. Okay. So I hope that did all of you love Indy? Can I get like a 2 thumbs up? Like, holy crap, loved me some Indy. And so I hope right now either you are feeling really, really great, or maybe you need to take a nap. I completely understand. So you just take care of you, but please do whatever you can to really implement those 3 to 5 things that are going to move your business forward. We have big goals, obviously, for Q3. This wraps up Q2, which is crazy. But the next one will start July 18th and it will go until September 19th. The following one after that will be Q4 and will end right before Christmas. So literally it's about 10 weeks that we're going to have on the next 2. So with that being said, is there anything that you ladies want to say before? And I will say, update your numbers. I'm going to do one more drawing for swag. But is there any, and of course I will ask for feedback in the survey, but is there anything that you would like to share before I let your beautiful faces go? No?
Thank you.
You're welcome.
For everything. It's been a really fun quarter, like being a brand new person coming into this group. It's been really, really awesome, like being able to rub shoulders with you guys and learn from you. So super excited for next quarter. So thank you for everything that you do and everything that we all do as a group. It's been really awesome.
Oh, you're so welcome. Of course. I love that. Well, just know that I adore you. I'm here for you. Just because we have 3 weeks off doesn't mean I'm not here for you. So please message me. I will be around. But just know that I love and adore y'all so much. So let me know what you need. Thank you for popping on today's call. Thank you, Daphne, again for arranging that. That was amazing. Okay? Y'all have a good day. Bye, ladies.